Here we have three linear equations with fractions or decimal coefficients. And when you solve these linear equations, there's a common theme in handling fractions, which is to multiply by the least common multiple of the denominator. And let me explain what I mean by this, denominators. Let me explain what I mean by this by doing these examples one by one. So here the denominators are 2, 4, and 3. And least common multiple means it's the smallest number which is divisible by 2, 4, and 3. So among the multiples of 2 and multiples of 4, multiples of 3, what's a common number? And that's same as finding something that's divisible by both 2, 4, and also 3. And that number is 12. See, 12 is divisible by both 2 and 4 and 3. And one quick way to see this is just see that 4 times 3 is 12, right? And since 12 is an even number, it's also divisible by 2. So we see that 12 is the least common multiple. And once you have the least common multiple, you can multiply it to every term in this equation. Now, when you solve equations, it's very important that you know the concept of a term. A term is something that's multiplied together. So 2/3 and u is multiplied together, so that's a term. Or it's divided. So if you had 2u over 3, that will also be a term. 2u over 3 is same as 2/3 u, right? They're both called terms. Either divided or multiplied together, that's called a term. And when you multiply a number to an equation, then you get to multiply it to every term that you see. 12 times -1 is -12. 12 divided by 1/2. See, multiplication by 1/2 is same as dividing by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4, but 4 times 2 is 8. So you put 8u. And these three terms here, we call these like terms because they all have the structure of a number times u. Number times u, number times u. And like terms can be combined together, or you can also say that you can factor the u out. Since u is a common thing, you can factor this out and make it as 6 plus 3 minus 8, which is 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 minus 8 is 1, so it's 1u. So you can say that 6u, 3u minus 8u can be combined together because they are like terms, and when you combine them you just get u. And because -12 is equal to u, you have the following answer: u equals to -12. Okay, here is the next question, and now it's a decimal, but decimals are not anything different because decimals are, in fact, these are fractions, right? 4.8 is the same thing as 48 divided by 10. Now, to get what 0.33 is in terms of a fraction, think about this. If you have 33 and divide it by 10, that's 3.3, right? So if you had 33 and divide it by 100, another decimal shift will happen. So initially 33 point, the decimal was right here, but you divide it by 10, that moved 1 to the left, and you divide it by another 10, so if you divide by 100, it will be 0.33. Okay, and likewise 2.82 is same thing as 282 divided by 100. Okay, because this decimal here, 282 dot, moved once, twice. Okay, this also means that you can reverse this by multiplying 100. So 100 times 2.82 will be 282, right? If you move this to this side, 100 times 0.33 will be 33, and 10 times 4.8 will be 48. Okay, once you have changed these into fractions, we see that the denominators are 10 and 100. And because 100 is already divisible by 10, the least common multiple now is 100. And that's what we will multiply both sides. So we multiply 100 to 4.8. And although this looks complicated, this is still one term because it's multiplied together. Okay, so this term gets multiplied by 100. 100 times 0.33s plus 100 times 2.82. 10 times 4.8 is 48. So 100 times 4.8 will be 480. S minus 7 should still be there. 100 times 0.33 is 33s. And like I said, 100 times 2.82 will be 282. Okay, so we got rid of all the denominators, which we very much like, but it's still a hard question because these are big numbers. Okay, so let's multiply. You have negative 480 times s. My s starts looking like 5. Let's be careful not to make it as 5. And then 7 times 480. Well, 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 plus 5 is 33. So using the carryover, I got 33. And another thing that you have to be careful is that minus times minus is plus. So that should be plus 33s plus 282. And now you see s on both sides, right? In that case, you have to move the s's so that s is on one side and the ones that do not have s's should be on the other side. So what we want to do is we want to subtract 282 both sides. Let's align it like this. And then we will add 480s both sides so that this is gone. 0 minus 2 is 8. Then 6, because there's a you took the 10 minus 2 to be 8. This now becomes 5. 5 minus 8, well, that's 7. And then also 1 goes away. 2 minus 2 is 0. And we get 3078 as the left side. And 3 plus 0 is 3. 3 plus 8 is 1. And there's a carryover, so it's 513s. Okay, so what do we have? We have s equals to 3078 divided by 513. And I think 5 times 6 is 30, right? And 6 times 3 is 18. So maybe this is divisible by 513. So let's try that. 513, you want to divide 3078 by 513. If I do 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 1 is 6, but there's a carryover 1, so that's 78. And then 6 times 5 is 30. Oh, so it matches. So this is indeed just equal to 6. So the answer is s equal to 6. Okay, that was a tough one. This third one is actually easier because now we see 2, 3, and 6. 2, 3, and 6. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, which is equal to 6. So the least common multiple is actually 6. You know, sometimes people mistakenly say, oh, 2, 3, 6, maybe the least common multiple is 12, because 12 is divisible by all of these numbers. And you could multiply by 12. It doesn't really hurt that much. The calculation just becomes slightly more bigger, more complicated, but not that much, okay? So you could multiply by 12, you can try that, but 6 is easier. 6 times 3 over 2x minus 6 times 5 over 3, and 6 times 5 minus x over 6. 6 cancels. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, once again I see x on both sides, so move the x on this side, move the 10 on the other side. 9x plus x equals to 5 plus 10. 9x plus x is 10x. 5 plus 10 is 15. And you can divide by 10, which gives you, well, it's 1.5, but I like fractions better because fractions give a sense that the number that you're writing is exact. And I see that both top and bottom are divisible by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 10 divided by 5 is 2. So the answer is 3 over 2.